Now let's begin the conversation. I have Kaide Ladende with me and Asukwa James. So let's begin. Our gallant soldiers have remained resolute in their fight against banditry and terrorism, dealing significant blows to some of their main targets in recent weeks. But as is typical with the enemy, they won't go down without a fight. News broke that gunmen suspected to be bandits have kidnapped a former Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, Major General Mahrazu Tsiga, retired. His residence was invaded and eyewitnesses confirmed that he was among those abducted alongside others. These gangs have maintained camps in vast forests across the northwest and are widely known for mass kidnappings of students from schools in recent years. The Katsina state government and the police are yet to issue a statement on the latest abduction. So, Kaidi, this is happening, it's getting to recur, even though banditry is reduced in most states in the north. But tell us, what are your thoughts on this one?
I think what makes it much of a peculiar situation is the fact that we have a retired Brigadier General who is involved. And what that simplifies is that's a top-ranking retired officer. And as much as he's currently in the kidnappers' den, but one thing I'm a bit optimistic about is that there is a kind of attention, there is a kind of response that you get when you have a top person like that getting involved. Just like I said in the newsroom the other time, when the wife of retired AIG was kidnapped, and I said it, without checking my environment, that guess what?
It will be speedy.
They've gone to a wrong place. There's going to be a fire for fire.
Yes.
There's going to be some kind of, and it came to pass. So I'm a bit optimistic that this will get retired Brigadier General out of the den. I'm very, very optimistic that the army will do the needful. They will do the necessary. I know it's part of their rules of engagement. That's a top person that you are even retired does not, reduce that kind of attention and response that you should get. But beyond that, someone will ask, what about others? What about other people? It is what it is. It is like that in every part of the world. But what we're saying is, this is the height of it. This is how daredevils are behaving. We don't have information yet whether they didn't even know the person involved. But if you look at the report, it looks like a targeted attack. They went around 12:30 a.m. That was in the night, and they killed probably some people were attacked. In fact, there's a report that is even saying one of the bandits was also gunned down. So that's to let you know that it was much of a serious attack. And it's also a wake-up call that do not give up on the level of aggressiveness that we are giving to these bandits and their cause. So I think it's not time for the army or our security agents to lose guard.
Asukwa James, even though, just like I said earlier, that banditry in the north is reducing, some might want to argue, but it is reducing. But this issue of kidnapping here and there, we still have pockets of kidnapping here. But how do we change that narrative? What should be done? The government needs to change that narrative.
Well, I know the Nigerian army, the military, they are using kinetic and non-kinetic, measures, first to be able to see how they can deal with, these bandits. And that is why the non-kinetic, first they start with the kinetic, first you have to go with they are using a carrot and stick approach, So if for instance they go to a particular place, they deal with the situation as in clear the the area, they go back there with some level of humanity, either giving humanitarian aid, medical aid, and maybe empowerment programs, to absorb those who are willing, to leave the banditry, but whereby those guys don't want to. I keep saying it's better to clear them off.
Now, better to clear them. But
Because
Nigerians
no
are
point
asking, when will these narratives change?
No, it will.
When? It's a matter of time.
Yeah, I know. Any war that this kind of is not a conventional war, whether we like or we don't. The one in Borno is not. This banditry thing too is not.
Yeah, it's an
because
asymmetric war, we know.
sometimes we tend to forget that with the problems that is happening that happened in Libya is what has culminated into all these things that we are having, and even climate change. Because most times they will tell you that what is it called? This guy that we are looking for up and down, Tuji.
Okay.
It was because they rustled his cows and all that. His parents were killed, and then he decided to go into banditry and kidnapping. So it takes a lot of time.
Okay.
And that is why I'm saying it's going to be a two-way thing.
A two-way thing.
We will win this war, and it's just for us to have faith. We are already seeing the signs. We are seeing the signs, because those who were traveling before from Kaduna to Abuja, before that they will be praying. What time do we move? Okay, we are going to move at 6 o'clock.
Exactly. Because when he said when is the narrative going to change?
It will change.
It is actually changing.
It's changing.
What I'm saying is
just
changing.
In 30 seconds, so
exactly.
that we move straight to.
It is changing, but maybe you want a radical narrative
that
to
radical
change.
It will not happen overnight. It won't happen, but it will take.
But that's the question on the lips of many.
Because these are the guys that they've already planted themselves in that area for a very long time.
All right then. All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation.